That's been this group's mentality since day one, since I can remember. Little Devils coming up, junior high coming up, and then being thrown into, what is Blue Devil basketball at the varsity level as freshmen for a lot of these guys. Just really impressed with the mentality that they have, that they're never satisfied. They always want to find a way to grow.
On balance, the elevation of Quincy High basketball this winter is inarguable. But if you peel back a layer, it's also important to acknowledge that the Blue Devils have also positively ramped things up in the wake of their only loss to date.
Well, I think you learn some of the most valuable lessons through failure and through losses. And, when you're winning games by 20 points, 30 points, from their standpoint, a lot of times it's, man, we're great. We won by 30 or we won by 40. And from our standpoint, it's trying to get them to understand it's not the end result that we need to be focused on. It's the process leading to that we need to be focused on. And Collinsville was, one of those learning, tools that we had throughout the early mid part of the season that's made this group better. They understand that offensively we're not going to be able to beat the best teams on our schedule just by Bradley scoring or just by Camden scoring or just by Keyshawn scoring. It's going to be a collective unit in the way that our offense flows. If we can continue to move it and have player movement, I think this group has a really good chance of being great.
Now, the construct of that success works two ways, both organically.
No matter how much experience they have on the court, you still have to grow and mature as a young man. And this group has done that. But to be honest, it was going to be a slap in the face if they weren't prepared for it, because we wanted to play the top competition this year. And, our schedule kind of reflects that. So, it's great for us and for our guys to be able to step foot on the floor and know that I'm playing for the person next to me has been really fun to watch.
But also with the unintended forced growth that came from being without and then integrating back in Bradley Longcore III.
Oh, there really is. I mean, when you go an entire summer and off season without, your best player, and these guys got a chance to play at a different level without him, knowing that, okay, well, we can't rely on Brad to do this. We can't rely on him to do this. Now it's, okay, I got to step in. I got to take some of that load now that he's gone. It kind of put our guys in a different, leadership level and game day, game preparation type of level playing in the summer. And we played a highly competitive summer schedule as well. So, it was really good for our guys to be involved in that, where it's like, okay, well, I can't just rely on him to take care of the ball and get us into this and knock shots down. We have to somehow come together as a group. And I think that's the biggest thing that took place, was with him, still being a part of it on the sideline, coaching guys up. It was, we have to come together. It's not, whereas last year it was like, well, I have to do this and I have to do this. Now it was, the only way we're going to win is if we come together as a unit, and this group has done a phenomenal job.
In that sense, then, the Quincy shootout this weekend looms as a next-level exam. Granted, the Blue Devils have beaten some incredible competition this season and played great foes previously in this event. But Emotep Prep feels like an escalation, and a welcome one as far as Andy Douglas is concerned.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, this is a highly competitive team that wants to play top competition, and we've had teams like that in the past, but from 1 to 15, this is a highly competitive group. So it doesn't really matter. We go back as coaches, and I know we're getting older. So, a lot of times, well, back in the day, we used to do this. Well, one of the areas was when we stepped foot on the floor, and I don't know if it was Coach Wallace's instilling that within us or not, but it was, hey, when we step on the floor, we feel like we can beat anybody. And this group has that mentality. It doesn't matter who they face. They want to face the top competition. And with this group, and the younger kids in general, they see these teams on YouTube, they see them on Twitter and all over the place. So they know who Emotep Prep is. They know the level that they play at, and they're looking forward to taking on this competition.